Move these out the way. That's your camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's my camera.
I know.
And that's our camera.
I know. So intro is center cam.
Yeah. Well,
Ouch.
honestly, we could do whatever we want. This is our podcast.
Okay. I'll let you take the lead.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Vision X Media Podcast. And today is what I call Baby Day.
Yes.
We're about to officially become parents any minute now. Maybe on this recording. I'm joking.
Oh my goodness.
No, today is we're going to the hospital, right? We're going to be induced. We're going to St. Bernardine, and yeah, you're going to become. You already are a mother, but I'm gonna become an official father, and I'm excited. How about you? Are you excited?
I am actually very excited. I'm looking forward to it. I know that there's going to be pain and there's going to be things that happen,
got this.
obviously, but I'm excited to hold him and to meet him, to, like I told you the other day, smell his little baby smell and have him grip my thumb with his little hand and
Grip it, little.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just hear him, like all of the things that I've been waiting for these whole 9 months, 40 weeks. So I'm very, very excited.
I am too. You know what I'm most excited for?
What?
You know,
To swaddle.
to swaddle. There's something about it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just cute. It's very peaceful, I think, for to know that your baby is secure and he's, cozy and warm, and it's probably because I never got swaddled in my life.
I told him he also needs to learn how to wrap burritos if he's gonna know how to swaddle.
So that's one thing I don't know how to do right. I don't know how. I know how to wrap a sandwich because of my days in the subway. Know how to wrap I think I wrap a even better baby than you do. Set it on the camera.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, we will see.
I'll let him have that win.
Hey. But other than that, how are you feeling?
I was telling you earlier too, we went to go grab something to eat after we went to get our car seats installed today. And after that, I started to kind of feel, I guess, some little pinches and stuff, little cramps here and there. So I looked it up and I think those are contractions already. So we will find out once we go to our appointment. But I also talked to my mom. She said to just start timing them. They could start as like an hour apart, 30 minutes apart, or whatever, and then slowly graduate, start increasing. So definitely hoping that we don't need any meds for inducing and that he's ready to come out before, and on time on his due date.
I feel like the universe is going to come together and be like, here you are.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Letting him choose his timing. But if we do get induced either way, it'll be because we want him to spend time with you and for you to bond with him before you take off, and you guys to be able to build that relationship. And then when you get back, same thing, just continue it, skin to skin and all of that, just for him to hear your voice and to see you and smell you and all of that as
smell
well.
Good.
Sure.
Some days.
You do smell good.
Hey. What do you I mean, I give you what is your take on that now that we've kind of had some time to conversate and go back and forth? It's a touchy subject. It is what it is, but what are your thoughts on it now that we've had these conversations about work and what we do and the baby? Anything change or any thoughts or opinions?
Well, I mean, we've talked about it ourselves, but just I want him to come on his own time, but obviously for the case for you to be able to bond with him and stuff. We're getting the induction, and then hopefully he does come on his own time. But um in the future, I would like to reserve the last month or 2 months at least, because you never know if they come early or if they come a little later,
Yeah.
so that we don't have to get a scheduled in, and just be like, okay, well, he decided to come,
Hmm.
and I can have that story, and not just for the story, but
The
for
story of like on all the movies, like my water broke. Let's get in the car. Let's go.
no, because not everybody's water breaks, but just so I
Yeah.
can be able to say, oh, I was like, oh, either he went a whole week overdue or whatever, like, or oh, he came right on his due date, or different things like that, just to be able to experience the other end of it where I don't know if like he's coming today or tomorrow, versus like, oh, we're scheduled to go in and he's supposed to come on his due date, but we don't know.
Hey, at least
So
it's not. At least it's not Friday. I mean, not Friday, but the 13th, because that was a big thing for you not to, have a
yeah.
Friday the 13th birthday.
Biggest reason for that is because my dad is born on 13th, and once in a
Oh, I
while
see.
he'll mention that,
Okay.
and he'll be like, "Oh no, my birthday's on Friday the 13th."
Oh yeah.
So that's one of the things. Then my cousin's birthday was on the 11th, and that's
Mm.
also a holiday, Veterans Day. So I was like not wanting to go before that. Um, and then his due date was the 14th. So I just wanted, if we were going to get induced, to have it be on his due date.
Yeah. Look, well, I mean, for me, I really appreciate it, and obviously, our son's gonna appreciate it. Being together and having that time. Praying everything goes well. But this has kind of changed my perspective on just the you hear it from everywhere, right? You hear it from my parents, your parents, people that are not even parents. um, that this is gonna change your life, and for you know having our previous pregnancy and then going through that and coming out the other side, and realizing how real it is now that he's right here, on
Around the corner.
coming around the mountain. um, that it's more peaceful to me, at least. I feel more at ease. I don't know if you feel that way, feel nervous, or but for me, I feel ready. I feel like I've been ready, mentally, at least. Like I said before, we had the you know uh, previous pregnancy that kind of shifted my perspective on you know am I going to be, or are we going to be, but now that he's here, there's like a peace, the calm before the storm, as they say.
Mhm.
But I'm more than happy, you know, um more than ready. It's time. He's here. Like they said, you're never gonna have it figured out, but you figure it out along the way, and we
Yeah.
will. All the worry, the anxiety, are we gonna have enough money? Are we gonna be able to do this and be able to do that? Or is he gonna be okay? I feel like it's in God's hands, and it's the best hands to be in, and we're gonna have the best, you know, intentions with
Mhm.
raising our son.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I feel like for from our first experience, the beginning, the first trimester, all of that was very difficult, even half of the second trimester, until we went to the 20-week scan. And even after that, until we saw Dr. Brar and like got released from him, which was towards the end of August. Like the entire pregnancy from then to that point was a lot of like, okay, roller coaster feeling. Like, is this gonna happen? The same thing you felt, is are we gonna be parents at some point after this? Like, we are parents at heart,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't experienced, the full journey of it until, now we're gonna get to be able to at least feel that a little bit more,
Yeah.
and experience the full journey. hoping all goes well, praying all goes well, and knock on wood, but everything, is like you said in God's hands, and he is making that choice and decision for us and has a path set for us. But I feel like it did take a lot to go from like experiencing that first traumatic experience,
Hmm.
and wrapping our heads around like this pregnancy and whether he was going to be healthy or not, and how far we were going to get through the pregnancy. And it's a little bit of like you said, um which is a quote that I always say, like the you can't have a rainbow without a little rain, and
Yeah,
he's our rainbow baby.
sure
Um,
is.
so that's like a miracle for me, like a silver lining. We experienced our loss in November of 2022, and now he's gonna be born, joining us November
How crazy
2024.
is that? Like November,
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, but like it just hit me. You just said it like
Hmm.
in November. Like,
Yeah.
wow,
And so to me, that's like it's like just meant to be,
full circle.
Exactly. Full circle, meant to be. Um, we'll have our little bundle of joy for these holidays and be able to, like I said, hold him and celebrate with him. We were able to celebrate our daughter's life on November 2nd, or was it November 1st, for Dia de
Mm-hmm,
los
mm-hmm,
Angelitos, which is the day before the Day of the Dead. So that was
yeah.
also, the previous year was a little too soon for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
I was
There's like
still
a
dealing,
closure
yeah,
moment. Yeah,
grieving.
yeah.
Um, and of course, like in my head, in my heart, and to myself, I like recognized her presence. Um, but it took time,
Yeah,
it took
what a beautiful
time,
idea.
and now we were able to celebrate her life with our family and friends and loved ones. And now her little brother is on his way, and he'll take some of that pain away from us and
Hmm.
help us, like, not take it away, but just like make more sense of it. Like,
Hmm.
okay,
And be
she's
okay
not
with it.
here. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's not here with us physically, but she's here with us at heart, you know
Yeah,
within us.
I agree. She's I've had my moments, like even being in this office, being in this studio that we converted from an office
Mhm.
to a studio to a studio to an office. How many times we've done that? Or just like being in here, there was many nights here that I've had to be strong and continue moving forward. And I tell you all the time, I'm taking walks by here by the Quake Stadium, and just looking up in the sky and remembering her, and you know just knowing that one day that this was gonna all make sense,
Mhm.
you know. And I feel like we will never get that opportunity to meet her, but we would see it in our son.
Mhm.
We will see, the moments that we always wanted through him. And
Yeah.
so, I'll respect, you know, um, respect that notion,
Mhm.
and being, and just be present. Like the two police officers said to us today,
Yeah.
not because we got pulled over, but but because we were installing
The
the
car
big, yeah, the
seats.
car seats. But I guess explain to me, how was this pregnancy for you?
Overall, like I said, the beginning was a lot of ups and downs, roller coasters, health insurance, roller coasters.
Being
And
self-employed, it's
yeah,
yeah.
it's very difficult, different also. I would say different more than difficult. It was just a learning curve. Obviously, like for me, I'm used to, okay, I had health insurance my whole life for my dad, until um you get cut off
Mhm.
at 26, I think. And then from there it was like, okay, you're self-employed, so most people rely on either their job or their husband's job
Yeah.
to get them, at least most women in America that are like getting ready to have a kid,
Mhm.
um whether they're married or not, it's either their career that's offering them that or it's their spouse.
That's right, yeah.
their spouse's career that's offering the health insurance and benefits and all of that. And so if you're like you were self-employed, so then for a while I was seeking health benefits from my career and it was just like not working out. I didn't really want to be there. Um, and part-time jobs don't really get you anywhere. And then the full-time jobs in childcare are not the best. So
Yeah.
regardless if I was going to get health benefits, it wasn't going to be as beneficial. Um, I did tip my toes into, like working from home and being able to have that like ability to be my own boss or just like make my own decision of, okay, I'm going to wake up early today. Oh no, I'm going to like, go grocery shopping first and then get on my work day list. Um, and then just having different experiences with working 9 to 5s and then working from home or working like in the business with you or with our partners and other clients that we've had. And so for me, it was like, okay, the blessing in disguise that we were talking about in our previous podcast with Cynthia as well, like not knowing that I was pregnant before I said yes to being full time with VXM because I feel
Yeah.
like I would have thought about it too much and I would have maybe like not
Reserved one.
wanted,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
not wanted to go that route and just been like, well, I'll just keep working with, the client I was currently working with at that point. Um, but I feel like again, blessing in disguise, you know, I trusted you and your vision and your, work ethic to be able to get us through and to be able to help support us financially in that end, fulfill that end of things for us and our family growing and just us at that point, just us. And then in the future, we wanted to have kids. So we were already talking about it for a while, like the whole end of last year to the beginning of this year until we found out, baby boy was coming. So um, I feel like it was just meant to be that I didn't know beforehand. That way I could make that decision without having the stress of like, okay, well, we're going to be parents soon, like, and start overthinking. So, that was a great blessing in disguise. I know I'm rambling on about that,
No, no,
but
it's fine.
going from there, being able to experience a pregnancy with having you by my side and being able to go to the doctor's visits with me. I know sometimes I was like, you have to go to every single one. And it might have been a
I think it's the
little
goal of every parent.
irritable for you or
Yeah.
or like, hey, this is cutting into my time. Like I still have to edit or XYZ. But it was nice experiencing those moments with you and being able to see him on the ultrasounds and um, having you for moral support because the trauma from the first experience was difficult. And it was more for you to be there for me. Um, and the fact that we're able to make those decisions, it's again a blessing to be a business owner. And then there's obviously like the hardships of like, okay, like because we're business owners, like you don't get to take time off, like you don't get to have the 5 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
At least that's what we're experiencing in this first pregnancy. Give me a second.
It's okay.
um but hopefully like in the future we've talked about how we can be able to get that because as business owners you are still able to take time off and make
Yeah.
your own decisions on that. We just have to plan ahead and know how our
Mhm.
business is doing ahead of time so that we can make our quarterly payments estimates or whatever ahead, um, and then be able to be funding that for social security or disability or
Mhm.
whatever, at least
Oh,
here in California.
and operationally
um
too,
yeah.
being able to put people in place, and I
Hmm.
feel like we're doing that
Exactly.
more and more.
Exactly. And I feel like, maybe we're not 19 and learning, but we're still pretty young and we're still, going through this as first time like two business owners in the family that I know of at least that are experiencing, going through this. As far as I know, I don't have anyone in my family that both parents have been, like work from home or for themselves, self-employed, and
Mhm.
like going through this situation, of like health insurance benefits, not being able to take the time off,
Mhm. But
and all of that. But
you know that like uh, uh we're gonna we're paving the path,
yeah,
for
exactly.
future people, future people in our family to, or even not even just our family, anybody
Hmm.
that that comes across these things that have like questions on,
Yeah.
how to go about things. It's just we'll be able to explain it through experience,
Hmm.
and it's something that I seen on either TikTok or Instagram. It's like, have that mentality of like I'll go first,
Hmm.
like just experiencing first. There's many
Yeah.
instances that we've experienced that. I mean, most recently with our new truck,
Hmm.
like that experience of like, oh, nobody in the family has bought a brand new car, or at least like had bought has been went and done that kind of
Hmm.
a purchase, but and I haven't, you know,
Hmm.
and I'm the first in my family at least that I can know of. But even besides from a car, just the business, quitting our jobs, and going full time into this and having a baby during this, and you know, we go first, and we'll be able to relay the experience to others and
Hmm.
be a helping hand to whoever needs it.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like it's been a spiritual journey.
Hmm.
Definitely going through this pregnancy with you. I have no idea on the pregnancy side, but I definitely felt it in ways, being being your partner, your husband, and also like having my own doubts and anxieties and fears. And they say like the baby's in here for the mother, and the baby's in here for the
Hmm.
father, you know and that's something that as men we struggle with, not having the ability to say, oh, like I'm going through it too, you know because if you say that, then it becomes like, either taboo, or people are like, what do you got to worry about, you're a man, look what the woman's going through,
Hmm.
and yeah, of course, like you're strong, you know
I'm doing 90% of the work, but you still got at least 10.
Sure do. Yeah, my 10% is hard.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But no, I mean,
But like I said, earlier, it's acknowledged like the or the spouse or partner is like super important in being there, for support and for being there for the mother, especially during the pregnancy and for the relationship, to keep us going and to keep us moving. And that's why they say, like, if there's a craving, like, doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m. in the morning, like, you're going to get up and go get it. Even though you got very lucky because I didn't have any of those
I was
cravings.
hoping for the 3 a.m. Chili's.
No, thanks. Too much chilies already
3 a.m. It's not even
beforehand.
open.
Baby
Yeah,
was like, no thanks, dad.
you gotta look out.
He's like, I don't even want to
What
go to
cravings did you
Chili's.
have? I mean, I know, but
Sweets. Well, in the beginning, first trimester was a lot of aversions. So some women will have like what it's called aversions, and they're where you don't want to eat specific foods. So In and
I
Out
was
was one
hoping
of
for
those.
shrimp and seafood to
No,
be on your list.
no.
No,
Well, you already
a
got
part of the
that.
aversions.
Oh, from the aversions?
No, 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 of the cravings.
No, definitely not. Um, who knows? Maybe at some point, but I feel like baby was a lot like sweet tooth like you once I was able to get cravings past the first trimester. And I would always tell you like, oh, I'm craving, like I want churros, I wanted donuts, I want like something sweet, ice
Mhm.
cream, different things that were, you know, hey, this is your baby. Because normally I'm like savory, give me some hot Cheetos, give me something spicy, like sweet and salty. Um, that's savory, like it not too sweet. But definitely that's where the cravings were kicking in, but also it wasn't like crazy
Aggressive.
late night, midnight, like once in a
Get in the
while.
car. Look, go get some
Yeah.
ice cream. Yeah. It wasn't like
I
that.
think 2 times I was like, "Hey, there's no milk
Cereal.
at the house."
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
was
I was
just
gonna
gonna
say
say, yeah.
cereal.
Like, twice, I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, there's no milk, like, can you go pick some up?" And it like, you
Mhm.
had been working from, like, 8 to 9 at the office
I was like, I
here.
guess so. I mean, I'm already up, so.
And then I was like, "Well, yeah, can you just stop by and pick it up?" And I was like, "I don't wanna go, so you're already
Yeah.
out."
Well,
But that's pretty much it for
the
cravings and
cravings. I mean,
aversions,
I
yeah.
had some. I felt like I put so much weight in this pregnancy because of, not because of you, but just because I don't know what it is, man. I just this time around, like after the
Well,
pregnancy,
one
getting back
one
into
of
it.
us had to, because I didn't like I pretty much lost weight during the
You did,
pregnancy.
like, as in, like,
No,
your
I
body was
didn't.
working.
Yeah,
Your
and
body
I
was
didn't
working.
gain the weight until now towards the end when baby was growing quickly. Like now that I've been going to the more routine checkups, I'm like, whoa, this scale is actually going up now. And like,
Went back up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm pretty much like 10 pounds over what I was in the beginning of the year, which that's not typical.
Mm,
Like a lot. I mean, they also say that for boy pregnancies, you don't gain as much weight as like if
girls,
it's a girl. Um, and so that might have something to do with it.
maybe.
So
Well,
yeah.
can we guess? I'll
What?
put my guess, and you put your guess, and see who's
For
right on the baby's weight.
the baby's weight. Oh my gosh.
Mhm. I think.
Don't scare me now.
Yeah.
I still gotta go and deliver this baby.
I know. I think because of our last doctor visit, or at least the ultrasound said already 7 pounds. I was like, 7 pounds inside the womb. I'm like, this means he's gonna be an 8.5. That's my guess.
8.5 pounds.
Yeah, that's pretty big because I
Yeah.
was six and some ounces.
Yeah. But didn't your mom say you were like preemie or something? No?
She was.
Oh, your mom was.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
No, not me. I was. Was our water broke, baby? Water broke.
You're gonna have to
Yeah,
ask her
I'm gonna ask her.
that.
But what do you think? So I said
Um,
8.5. What's your take?
Honestly, I haven't really like thought about that, but I think it's because I'm trying to not think about how big he's gonna be or how
Mhm.
big his head will be. I'm just trying to like, okay, let's push him out and get it over with. But I guess if I would have to guess, you're saying 8.5. And based on like the weight that I did put on in the third trimester, I feel like he did grow a lot. So I would say maybe 8 pounds just to ease myself a little bit.
8 pounds. Okay,
Yeah.
8 pounds. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see who's
Yeah, we'll
closer.
see who's closer. Um,
He comes out 8.25.
8.25. Then yeah, we're tied at that point. Well, I mean, we're here at the final hours of waiting for baby to come. We have a lot of things to do. We wanted to. I think this is really good. Don't you think? I think
Yeah.
it's just good to record and remember when we're past this experience and he's here with us. Bring baby on the podcast with us next time. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Love
Let's
you.
do this. Love you too.
Let's go. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around for the Vision X Media podcast. If you like this and want to hear more, this was different and special. Mainly we're talking about filmmaking, the business side of creativity. But today's about baby. So we look forward to hearing your thoughts. And if you have any, questions, or reach out, follow us at visionxmedia.io. My name is Alan Nuncio. You can follow me at Nuncio, Nuncio, VX for Vision X. And for Tanya at Tanya VXM. All right. We'll see you guys soon. See you on the other side. Peace.
All right. As you were doing that, the baby started to move, and now I have to pee. So, bloopers.
Bye.